There are infinite versions of ourselves, of us, of me, of you. Not just egos or personalities, but infinite versions of ourselves. And this follows the idea. Well, first of all, let's talk about this. Disclaimer. Caution. Anything expressed through this or these videos are just words, ideas, thoughts, beliefs, but they're also contradictory beliefs that will contradict each other because we live in a world of contradiction. Speaking solely for myself, I contradict myself all the fucking time. Like it just happens. Without even knowing it really. So disclaimer, the ideas and words and beliefs and perspectives expressed through this video are not my beliefs. They are beliefs. Beliefs don't belong to anybody, any one person. Beliefs exist just like thoughts, just like personalities, just like ideas, just like point of views. They're not owned. They exist here, everywhere. Yeah, they're just out there. So the beliefs expressed through this video are just that, beliefs. They're just like tools. If they seem valuable or viable to your perspective in your life, then take them and use them however you see fit. Take them, build upon them, take away from them, expound upon them, connect them to other beliefs. They're like Legos in a sense. They're infinitely malleable. We are infinite. We are one. So these are just beliefs. These are just ideas. These are just thoughts. If they make you feel right, if your gut, your intuition starts to, a fire starts to burn. If it's negative fire, that's a good thing. If it's a positive fire, it's a good thing. Either way, it's lighting a fire, and that shows that there's something to be taken from this. Whether you agree with it, that's great. Whether you disagree with it, that's also great. That means that there's something being born from these words that can be taken and expounded upon or taken away from. That fire is basically a seed that these perspectives that we interact with every day can use. So take it and run with it. Now, so again, these are just words. All right. Anyhow, the words that come through that have been explored and journeyed through are this right here. To the point. What it is we are infinite. What does that mean? In that we have infinite versions of ourselves. What exactly does that mean? Well, anything that can be imagined is truth. It actually exists here now. Many of you watching this video have come across the idea that time doesn't exist. Time and space are synonymous in the sense that they go hand in hand. They are one and the same. What exactly does that mean? Well, if we are viewing and sensing and thinking about and from the world of physical manifestation, then we are living in the world of time. But what about the world where time doesn't exist? Well, that world is the imagination where infinite possibilities simultaneously exist now. There's no time. What do we mean by that? Well, we time travel all the time. We time travel all the time. But we really do, though. Think about to your, 15th birthday. Think about to a memory that you have access to right now. The moment that you dip into that memory, your physical world ceases to exist and you actually time travel to that point. And if your focus, if your attention, if you pay Energetic currency, if you pay your attention to that memory well enough, if you pay enough of your attention, if you spend enough of your attention into that memory, this world ceases to exist, and you go there and you start to manifest. You tune through your emotional body the emotions that were present during that memory. And in that sense, we time travel. Well, imagination is our mall of infinite possibilities. And there exist infinite versions of ourselves in every cell's infinity within that mall, that shopping mall of imagination. And we shop into that mall of imagination with our attention. Our attention can be here now in this physical world. Our attention can be here now in that imagination. It's always now, but we can sense it as different point in times of being. I'm kind of losing myself. I'm going to try to catch myself, otherwise I'm going to have to cut this shit and continue again and just fuse them together. So we have say you've heard of the idea of potential energy and kinetic energy. Potential energy is energy at rest. Kinetic energy is energy in motion. So we have the imagination and the imagined. The imagined. So the imagination likened to potential energy, the imagined likened to kinetic energy. So we go open up the doors to the mall of imagination, infinite imagination. We go in there with our daydreams, with our thoughts, with our ideas, with our visions, with our emotions, with our intuitions, with our feelings, and we shop. And the more attention that we pay to that specific angle of focus, the more we either travel there or we bring there to this physical realm here. Either way, we can either go there or bring there here. In that sense. In that sense that we are infinite. So let's say, let's bring it down, okay? And let's not be so esoteric with this. Say you have a fear of spiders. That is one version of you. We are infinite. There are versions of you that can see a spider, walk and first off, see a spider, and feel great emotions about it. Like, oh my gosh, look, there's a tarantula, or a daddy long leg, or a wolf spider, or a brown recluse, and be like, huh, I want to catch it. I want to play with it. I want to let that bad boy crawl up on me. And you get excited, and you walk over there to it, or crawl, whatever, and you look at it, and you're fascinated by it. The way how we know that version of you exists is because we see it through other versions of ourselves wearing different flesh. And so we can bring that through this flesh. Yeah. So basically, how would we do that? Well, I mean, if it's important enough to you, then you basically imagine yourself doing it. The fact that you hear it now means that you can be aware easily of that version of yourself. Not to say that the version of you that is afraid of spiders or feels negative emotions about the spider shouldn't exist. It already does exist. That doesn't mean that you need to change it. That's all up to you. But you don't have to be afraid of spiders. And in that sense, let's step off subject a little bit. Who are you? Who are we? Well, we are everything. We are anything that we imagine in the imagination or here now, which are overlapping each other all around us here now. So, who are you? You are not afraid of spiders. you simply pay your attention to the fear of spiders. I am not lazy. I simply have left the gates to my mind and emotions open and have let the perspective of laziness slip in. When I was unaware of what was going on, and now I pay attention to that, and therefore I experience bouts of laziness. Now, say I don't want to be lazy anymore. Say I want to make 3 videos a day, keep my room clean all the time, work out because I'm starting to gain a little bit of weight here, and like I used to, work out like I used to, and create some kind of art. Even with, say, the perspective that I have now, just being honest, of limited resources. You know, I'm a scrub. It's just a perspective, of course, but it's one that continuously arrows and shoots itself into my mind. Yeah, I'm a scrub right now. I have no job. My arm was recently broken. See how skinny it is? I have no car, no license. I got the law after me. I live with my parents, and I got literally no money. If I had my wallet right now, I would take it and open it up and show you the inside of it. But that's a version of myself and a perspective of myself. And again, I'm a bundle of contradictions, and I hope that I am rambling right now, because sometimes the truth comes out when you ramble, and it can be beneficial. But there are versions of myself right now that are building. And honestly, despite all that I just said, there's an undercurrent of profound belief that this chapter of this life is pivotal and leading somewhere. Silver linings. This is not my lot in life. But there's one thing that I'm sure of, and that is that if I don't express, I will die. I firmly am feeling that my life force will drain out of me if I do not give back in some form or fashion that I feel passionate and compelled to give back, because there's a passion that is within all of us that is a puzzle piece of inspiration that the world we are being aware of now is shouting to have access to. Let's say that again. Each person, bundle of flesh, personality, ego, soul, however you want to say it. I'm not equating them on the same level, though there's infinite levels and no levels at the same time. But each person is a puzzle piece that this world that we are aware of is needing, that this world is seeking to explore and experience, because there is no growing. If time doesn't exist, if space doesn't exist, if God is infinite, if the universe is infinite, then that means all possibilities exist now. That means there's an alien sitting next to me right here, right now, on this video, talking to you two. If we can imagine it, then we can bring it, because the imagination is the real life, and the physical life is just what we've imagined into this physical realm that we're aware of. There's infinite physical realms that we can be aware of and tune ourselves into, or tune into this world if it's similar enough to what we're already viewing, what we've already tuned into it. So there's also a spirit guide on this side. There's my guardian angel with his head like right here, kind of hugging me with his arm draped across right here, like, "Hey, what up, y'all? He finally talking to you." Ah! And they're there with you too. Everything is existing here now. Where was I going with this? Basically that the puzzle pieces that, oh, right. Okay, thank you. Growth does not exist. There's nothing to be gained. That doesn't exist. Fixing anything, solving problems, problem solving does not exist because there is nothing to solve when the solution is already existing here now. There's nothing to grow into or to grow when it already exists here now. Maybe in the world of space and time, yes, because we don't physically and mentally sense it. But if God is infinite, yes, infinite intelligence exists. If time and space truthfully don't exist, all possibilities existing now, then all we do is explore infinite. So what we call growth is actually, or let's say not actually, but what we call growth, say I'm going to grow into a bigger and I'm going to grow into a better body, okay? Then another way to describe that is that I'm going to tune into a different version of this body that's existing here now. I am not going to be afraid of spiders anymore. And I'm going to become that person. Well, becoming that person is simply tuning into that person that exists here now. The fact that we can be aware of it means that we're connected, oneness, to that person, and becoming that person is really just tuning into that person that is here now, that isn't afraid of spiders. And now we explore versions of that person in that situation, in that scenario. I'm not going to be jealous anymore. I'm going to become richer. I'm going to have more money. That you exist here now. The fact that you can say that and have some semblance of awareness of that version of you means that that version of you is in its fullest form here now. You don't grow into that person. You do grow into that person, however you want to say it. But one way of saying it is that we're simply tuning into that version of ourselves here now. The more energetic currency that we pay to that individual right now, the quicker that we experience and tune into that expression of ourselves. Infinite versions of ourselves exist. We'll stop there.